welcome back to another episode of Creative Writing Advice. If you don't know me, I'm JJ. I am the author of How to Write Your Story, which is out now on Amazon, where I take you from the beginning of your story all the way through to the end, everything in between, with the hope of getting more stories out into the world and giving you the confidence to make yours one of them. Over here on YouTube, I do a writing advice series. So I take a piece of writing advice or a writing thing and I talk about it and I try to make it as understandable and accessible to you as possible. Today, I got a question on Twitter about whether you can write while stressed. Do you need a calm mind to be able to tell stories? Or can you write while your mind is fried and you're stressed and under pressure and feeling the strain of life? It's a really interesting question actually, because it was originally just a conversation we were having and like a good conversation. But that really made me stop and think, because I think I would probably say a calm mind where you can just lose yourself in your work and just breathe in your characters, take in your plot, just not be overwhelmed by life outside, just write is the best way. And I think this is why like writing rooms and writing sheds are really popular. I've got a friend who has a beautiful little writing shed with like candles and just a quiet space to just be consumed by her writing, and I just think that is magical, and it must be really lovely just to take away all that outside pressure and just be at one with your writing. So in one way, yes, I think writing when you're not too stressed is exactly the right circumstances. However, and this is why I think this is a really interesting question, I think if you are a writer who is driven to write in a really sort of guttural way, that you will write. So for me, and just using myself as an example because it's the one I've got, I have spent the last year kind of in my little house. I do not have a writing room, I do not have a writing shed, I do not have a single room or space that is mine. I have a little bit of desk, but it's full of children's things that are brought to me. They like to have pictures and toys to look after, and that's very much part of my workspace. There's usually games going on behind me, TV, music, singing, films, arguing children. My living room is child's land, basically. I do not have a calm, quiet space in which to work. I film here. I'm filming this stuff in my bedroom, which is full of children's stuff. I've got a Tigger over there. I've got baskets of laundry over there that need to be put away and sorted, ready for school again next week. I've got, well, just, it's not a calm, quiet zone. I have a nice background that is calm and quiet because it makes this better, but I don't have a relaxing space to rest my mind. But I write because I have to. I'm very stressed, I'm not gonna lie. I'm under a lot of pressure in a lot of different ways, and I am very stressed most of the time. Sometimes I literally can't write because I'm so stressed that I just cry. But most of the time, I can work through the stress and the noise and the chaos because that is what I need to do. And not just need as in professionally need to do. I mean, just need to. It's so much part of me and so much a gut thing for me that I have to write, and I actually find it more stressful not to. And if I realise that I've been working on other projects, so I do a lot of art and I'm like editing the movie and, you know, working on other projects that haven't been actual creating a new story, writing, I feel it in my chest, and sometimes I'll be like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Something isn't right, and I realise it's because I've not written anything for a while. So I think this is why it's interesting for me, because I would always advise you, this is like writing advice, right? My advice would always be, find calm and quiet and lose yourself in your story. Just get absorbed by it, lose track of time, forget the world, and just become part of that creation that you are breathing life into through your words. That would be my advice. But whether it's essential, I mean, maybe for you it is. Maybe I'm strange. I mean, I am strange. But I mean, unusual perhaps for this. But I feel like writers gonna write. And if you're stressed or tired or surrounded by noise and chaos, if you've got that story, it'll come out. Now, it might not come out brilliantly, it might need a hell of a lot of editing, but you can still do it. You can. It might not be easy, and it might be something that you've got to really let yourself just be like, you know what, I can. And you might need the confidence and the belief that it can be done. But if you give yourself that, like, don't let yourself talk yourself into thinking, I can't write because I'm stressed, or I can't write because I'm busy, or I can't write because the children are so loud. Like, do it anyway. It might not be your best work, as I say, and editing is so important, and God, do I know editing is important, because I edit a lot, like, but get your first draft out. Like, let it be messy. Let it be sort of wobbly in places. Let the plot kind of drift a bit. Just don't worry about that. Don't let the stress of life and everything that is going on with you stop you from doing the thing that you need to do and are meant to do. Just do it anyway. So it was a really interesting conversation, and I'm glad that we had it, and I'm glad that I was able to talk about this, because I think giving yourself permission to do it anyway is really important, because it's your story, it needs telling. So if you're not in ideal circumstances for telling it, just do it anyway. It's got to be done. That story's in you, and it needs to come out, and it needs somewhere to go, so get it on that page. Fix it later. Maybe you need to wait until you're less stressed to edit. Maybe you need to be in calm. But if you're in a spot right now where you don't have any of that, still write. You just get it out, because it needs to. If this has been really annoying and you're like, but I cannot, I must have the silence, and now I feel worse because of this random strange woman who writes a lot. I'm sorry, that's not my intention. I'm intending to motivate and inspire and give you the sense of freedom that you need to tell your story in challenging circumstances. So that is what I'm trying to do. If I've just made you feel like crap, I'm really sorry. Genuinely, that's not what I meant to do. We all deal with our stress in our own ways, I guess. But yeah, thank you for watching this video anyway, and if you do feel inspired and motivated and encouraged to work through the stress and just to write and get your story out, I'm so pleased, and tell me all about it, because I would love to know. What circumstances are you working in that are not ideal? I've told you about mine. And what is your story? Tell me, I'd love to hear. You can find all the links to my social media on my website, which is jjbarnes.co.uk. Over there, yeah, you can come chat to me on the Facebooks, Twitters, Instagrams, things. And if you can drop a comment on here, and I can reply to you here directly as well, and that's always nice. And it's really good for my algorithms that I've been learning about. My algorithms need some good comments, so that's excellent work. And if you subscribe to this channel, I'm putting out a video every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9:30 in the morning. and you put on your little dingy bell thing and it'll tell you when it comes out. So thank you very much, and I'll be back again soon. Bye.